my upper half has to look presentable to normal humans. Hey there, welcome to my mess. I'm Sojourner Sue. So, what am I doing here? Well, I decided at age 51 to buy an RV and move into it full time. Clearly, this is not an RV. I have purchased the RV, but it is getting a few things prepped on it before I actually receive it. So what I'm doing right now is I'm starting to reduce so that I can fit everything that I have into my 2006 26-foot motorhome. Here's what you're not going to find on this channel: glamour, glamping, fancy, expensive organizers. This is life on a budget. I've spent the past 20 years as a teacher, and I decided rather than wait until I'm old enough to retire and hope that my body is in shape to be able to do this type of thing then, I'm taking a year off now, getting my 2 dogs, my 2 cats, and we are going to go live on the road. So we're starting off with packing. I'm going to organize my clothes by season so that I can easily just grab something. If it's cold, I can just go to the cold weather section. If it's sweltering, hopefully I will just drive away. But if it's too hot, I can have my hot weather section and all of that. So rather than spring for those expensive, fancy little packing cubes, I am going for the inexpensive packing cubes that can also be sort of vacuum sealed. So also, I've found it's a lot easier to write on these before you put stuff in them. So this is going to be sundresses. Obviously, they'll go in the warm weather section. I have found that you can get the most fit into things if you fold them in half and roll them. As a seasoned traveler, I've been to 30 countries. I've lived in 4 different countries and have traveled a lot and have packed and unpacked. I have found that this is really the best way to be able to get the most into a bag. So let's see, 1, 2, 3. Got 3 sundresses into this bag. So rather than taking up closet space, I can just push these down, and I just need to pinch and push to get the air out. If you start the zipper ahead of time, it kind of helps. If you get the zipper going right, it's even more helpful. So then I just push down to get the air out of there. Make sure that your zipper still aligns. Mine is doing something weird. All right, there we go. Make sure your clothes are not in the zipper. And there we go. Now I have a little vacuum sealed without having to carry a vacuum sealer or plug anything in. It's labeled sundresses, and I have a little vacuum pack cube ready to roll. So as you can see, I've already done that with a couple other things. These have not been labeled yet, so I will label those now. These are nice clothes, which I don't need too often living out of an RV, but I do work online. And so every once in a while I have a Zoom meeting or something where, my upper half has to look presentable to normal humans. So I have, some nice clothes that, again, this is the entirety of my nice clothes. I've got a dress, long sleeve shirt, shorter sleeve shirt, kind of a mid length. So that is where I'm at. There's a couple things that I want to keep, but I don't want to bring with me. So my parents are allowing me a little bit of storage space in their closet. So things that are either really bulky, or that I just am not going to need while I'm on the road. So, for example, my um, authentic Seahawks jersey, I don't want to get rid of it, but I also don't need to have it with me. So um, I am taking my small 12-man flag because I got to represent. Um, I think this is also the one that shows that I, like, when I started being a season ticket holder. Yes. So, you got to pick the important things. Um, so this, for example, to fold it up, I'm going to fold it actually twice. Just to make it a little bit easier. So we'll just do half and half. And then I can do my fold in half. I've also found that if you can put the part that's folded in down at the bottom and the part that's open up at the top, it ends up making for a much nicer, smoother fold, and you don't have stuff sticking out down at the end. Or smoother roll, I guess. So I just roll it up as tight as I can get it. Rolling in the deep. You light my eye inside of your head. And then I can just slip this into a little bag. So again, you can go out and buy the expensive vacuum seal packing bags or whatever, but you really don't need them. Now, then the question is, what else do I put in with my Seahawks flag in a bag? So I'm going to find some more seasonal stuff or things that I might have around football season. Oh, it could be good to put like sweatshirts and things like that in here. So let me see. My sweatshirts are on the wash. And back behind me, I have a giant pile of clothes, as you can see, in a suitcase. I sorted through all of my clothes and decided what I'm actually going to keep and what I am getting rid of. And I'm also getting rid of this giant suitcase. The problem with a big suitcase is that if you fill it, it's just really heavy, which is fine as long as the rollers, as long as you're rolling it. But when you start having to carry it up steps or up and down into an RV, this just is not practical. So it's done its job. It helped me through 3 years of living in Costa Rica. So it is time to let it go, live its new life. So rather than fill up a bunch of plastic bags or whatever else with my clothing donation, I'm just going to fill up a suitcase that I'm donating. And that way I can just load it all in my car and take it down to the thrift shop.